Yeah. So I think Lester referenced, CoLab kicked off about a year ago. I think it was last September. It was the official start date. And so you've now had a year of experience. Can you walk us through what some of the, what the experience has been so far, maybe some of the outputs, if there are any, and maybe even some of the learnings that we've seen in terms of how do we do this? How do we do it better?
Yeah, I mean, we're almost surprised that we made it a year. We're like, we did it. So that's a huge accomplishment. And launching a program that you're not really sure how the system is going to accept. We were suggesting some fairly innovative ideas, and we were tasked to doing this in a very short time frame. Typically, to design and launch a program, you're given years to do so. We had roughly 10 months to put this together, which is quite aggressive for those who haven't done something like this. And so we not only designed, but before we designed, we wanted to listen to how the system needs this information and what has worked in the past, what has not worked in the past, much like you've said, lessons learned. And so we did a bit of a roadshow listening before we decided to design and then execute. And so that listen, learn, lead sort of mantra of designing a program. So we're working through this and put together a program, and then there's always that fear, like, will they come and will we receive queries? And at launch, we kind of sat there, much like you see in the commercials of, are we going to get any orders? And all of a sudden, queries started to begin, conversations began, and we started to understand that the system was actually waiting and really wanting an opportunity to get evidence to use it to make decisions. I think we all would prefer to make an informed decision versus a guesstimate, right? And so that became quite clear. The second thing that really overwhelmed us was the amount that we received. So we received over 20 queries at launch, which I think really is a great pressure test of the system. Typically, you would get a handful of queries, and we received 20. This equated to, after we triage and figured out what was appropriate, close to 15 queries that are currently underway. And of those 15, 6 have now been completed. So in under a year, we were able to complete 6 queries that we're really happy to report are quite impactful and are leading to change. We're excited to see how that plays out. But we still have many that are underway, and our doors are open. We're constantly having conversations and receiving more. So I think, to answer your second part of the question of lessons learned, I think one lesson that we learned is that the community is really open, ready, and hungry for real world evidence, especially in the post-market space, to allow them to make better decisions. The second thing is, don't try to do this in 10 months. It was very painful. I'm sure I have a few scars that my therapist is going to help me with, but we're really happy to be where we are. We're really happy to be at the 1-year mark, entering year 2, with dreams of growing and scaling up to better service our system and to really help patients.